Mark Demerly. I'm the chair for CRAN, and we are in Newport, Rhode Island for our 5th annual CRAN Symposium. And John Tschirch is here with us. John is with the Newport Preservation. Your title?
Architectural historian.
To the preservation?
Yes.
Okay. John gave us a great presentation a little bit about the history of the background, and I'm amazed. Johnny, there's some aspects that you spoke about regards to really the establishment of architecture as a career. Maybe you want to expand on that, how that is connected with Newport.
Yes, Newport has 3 centuries of American architecture, and it was here that American architects really established themselves. You could come at the early part of your career, establish a building, have it published in the newly burgeoning architectural press, which was critical in the 19th century, and then continue on. For example, Richard Morris Hunt was the first American to graduate from the École des Beaux-Arts in Paris with a classical training, built some really innovative houses here in wood in the 1860s and 70s, and then in the 1880s and 90s begins to design large-scale palatial classical revival mansions, the ones that Newport has become famous for. So you have all of that architectural variety really charting the course of American architecture.
Yeah. Some of the houses we're going to see, Marble House obviously is probably one of the grandest, largest. That's the Vanderbilt House. And established themselves socially within the community as well, as they were elevating themselves economically.
Yes, there was a lot of cultural dialogue on Newport's houses too. So you have the architects creating them, then you have writers like Henry James, Edith Wharton, Mark Twain came to Newport, and so they were seen as cultural emblems even at the time. This was not an island where buildings were built in isolation. They were built to see and be seen. The press was reporting on them, not just the architectural press, and so it really encapsulates what it meant to be American, what it meant to have a house, and what a house says about you.
Yeah. I can't think of a better place other than Newport in regard to celebrating residential architect and what we as residential architects do. I think we look at in regards to a lot of people think of residential architecture being more contemporary, at least that's what gets published a lot. And you brought up a point that I think is a great reference point. What is contemporary and what is that of that time? You have here in regards to some classical sort of proportions of the marble house, but then you have McKinney and White introducing a whole new style at the time, which was by many probably radical.
It's frequently, in a historic city, you think everything is historic and always was seen as historic. And Newport is a great place for historic revivalism. You have Gothic revival cottages, you have classical revival palaces, and yet you have buildings like the Isaac Bell House by McKinney and White. It was called modernized colonial when it was built. It was seen as thoroughly contemporary, thoroughly progressive, and history was just something you used to inspire yourself, but never to copy. And I think that's important for any historic site to think about. Is at the time it was built, it was contemporary.
Yeah, and I think the thing is, you keep on, as an architect, I know, I'm always drawn on everything as an influence, whether it's contemporary, what we call contemporary modern, but all that is still based on proportions about the classical design. So
I think what Newport has to offer architects is that you have lessons from the past.
Yes.
That you're presented with a design problem today. What did someone 100 years ago do to solve it? And you can always draw some lesson to that to then apply proportion, scale, how to turn a corner.
It's the foundation of any design. Wonderful place. Come visit Newport, Rhode Island. I wish you were here this weekend. And we have 167 people registered this year, so we're very excited. And again, Newport, Rhode Island. John, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Come and visit.